What's going on, everybody? Back again with another video. So look what appeared at my front door. The brand new Anker Solix C1000 generation number 2. Super excited to get into this puppy here. I did not purchase this. Anker sent this to me. I'm part of their early adopter program, so I get to test out a lot of their new stuff that comes out before the general public gets it. And I'm going to do an unboxing, kind of go over what's new with it, some of the highlights, compare it to the generation 1. I'll be bringing that one up on stage, so I have both of them here to compare what's difference between the differences between both of them and what's new with the brand new generation 2. So let's do an unboxing real quick. There's going to be nothing special. I'm just kind of curious what kind of packaging they use. If you guys remember on my F3000 video when FedEx delivered my F3000, they did like a body slam from like up here on the ground, and thank God it was packaged right. Thank God Anker goes out of their way to package your stuff right, that my F3000 didn't get damaged. So let's see if they use the same packaging on here. And right off the bat, they did. So thumbs up, Anker. And the packaging I'm talking about is this like dense foam that they have here. It's not like that cheap white styrofoam. This stuff is really dense. It's really packaged really well. So again, hats off to Anker. Instruction manual right there. Let's throw that down. Let's pull this thing out. And I could tell you right now by pulling it out, it is so much lighter than the generation 1. So one of the highlights is it is lighter than the generation 1. Let's get this down. This is the only other box that's in there. And I'm assuming these are the AC charging cable. So here you go. So you get 2 cables. You get your AC charging cable. And again, hats off to Anker. Their cables are super heavy duty. I mean, they don't cheap out on their cables and give you cheap little thin cables. So this thing ain't melting, ain't burning. This thing is well worth the money. So again, thanks Anker for not cheaping out on the cables like a lot of other companies do. So that, and then you got your carport to XT60 solar plug here that plugs into the side. And this plugs into your cigarette lighter adapter in your car or another power station, whatever you have to recharge. So that's that. So let's get into it. Let's take the plastic off and let's look at what she looks like. This is the first time I've seen it. And there you go. The brand new C1000 Generation 2. I got a little bit of reflection there. Let's do it this way. There we go. So there she is. Again, it's so much lighter. So much lighter than the Generation 1. So this is the Generation 2 in its full glory here. So again, so let's go over some of the highlights of this one. So it is 14% smaller than the Generation 1. Let's bring the Generation 1 up. Might as well bring that up so we could show it off next to it. So like I said, it is 14% smaller, as you can see it here. It's smaller. I don't know if it's smaller this way. Yeah, a little bit, not much. Definitely is shorter. So width-wise, it's a little smaller. It's 11% lighter, and you could just tell right off the bat, this is much lighter than this. And I think that's kind of cool for just older people, people with medical conditions that are going to need backup for their CPAP machines and stuff like that, to be able to grab this and lift it up or go upstairs with it or pull it out of the closet or pull it, you know. Hopefully this thing will be plugged in and charging all the time. So it's ready to go when you do have a power outage, if you do use it for medical devices. But it is super light compared to this one, right off the bat. They both have 600 watt solar input. That hasn't changed on that. 4,000 charging cycles and a 10-year battery on it. So this will definitely be left in my will for my next of kin. I'm not sure who I'm going to give this to, but it'll probably outlive me. And another cool thing is that this one recently received the Guinness Book of World Record, I think like last week, for the fastest recharge of any power station on the market. So 49 minutes from 0 to 100, this thing will be recharged from 0 to 100 in 49 minutes. And it's a Guinness Book of World Record. So I think that's pretty cool right off the bat right there. It's got a 10 millisecond UPS, an improvement from this one. They're both app controlled. All the Anker products are all app controlled, so it'll appear on your app. So the app's not different. I think this one has a few more bells and whistles on the app compared to this one. A couple more different things you could do with it. 2,000 watt output 3000 peak. You could recharge this thing, you know, from the AC outlet, from a solar panel, from a car charger, from a generator or an alternator charger. So there's so many different ways you could recharge this thing. So this thing's ready to be recharged by anything, which is pretty cool. Let's go to the front. Let me move to the front here and go over some of the differences on the exterior before we go into some more of the interior stuff. So right off the bat, you could tell this is the original Generation 1. It has 6 AC ports. This one only has 5. So we lost an AC port, of course, because they made it smaller. So we had a couple sacrifices, but again, that's not a deal breaker. I've really never used all of my ports on here when I'm using this for a backup. And I could always, you know, if I did, I could just hook up a power strip to it. And just be careful, of course, of what I plug into it. But if I want a 6 outlet, I could do a power strip or a cube tap or something to give me an additional outlet. The car adapter port moved to the side on this one, and I'll show you that in a second. USB and USB-C wise, we lost a USB-A port, and we gained 3 USB-C ports, where this one only has 2 USB-C ports. So we got 3 now, which is the future. Everybody's going to USB-C, and I'll go into the numbers with those in a few seconds on the differences on that. The screen's a little bit different, so this one here is powered up. Let's power this one up for the first time. Let me bring this forward a little bit more so you could see it. So this one's kind of cool. I like how this has like a speedometer look to it compared to this one. Oh, and let's take this off so you can see how shiny, how nice it looks. So let's put this off to the side. So I'm really digging the speedometer look. So it goes up and down when it's, you know, losing power or charging up, or this one had that little ring down below. So that's different. I could tell it's a little brighter and more crisp of an image here. Another cool thing that this thing has that I saw someone else talking about it, and I'm curious to see how this works. So this one, if you push the button, it turns it off, right? So on, off. Now this one, if I push the button again, here, the power button, it's now going to give me a second screen, and this is going to give me the total input. There's, of course, no numbers on here, so I'll go that in my next video. So you really don't need to go into your app to see what's plugged in and see where the power outage and input on this thing is. It's going to tell you on the screen. And if you push it again a third time, it's going to give you even more. It's going to give you your total output from all your ports, which this one doesn't have. So again, you don't need to go into your app to look all that on that stuff. Again, push once, total input, push it again, it's going to give you the total output. So that's an improvement over this one that doesn't have. So that's pretty cool. Let's flip this around here and flip this around to the side. Let's see what the differences is here. There's not many differences. Again, your AC port, your breaker, and your XT60 plug. They both have the same one. I think this one's not as powerful as this one, but just by a little. We'll go into those numbers in a few minutes, or maybe I'll save that to another video. But another thing you see right off the bat is ventilation. I don't think this one gets as hot as this one. So they must have improved the efficiency of these. I know they're quiet, much more quieter than this one. I think this one's only like 20 decibels. So it's like super, super quiet. So maybe they improved it and they don't need all this extra ventilation that they have on this one. The back, there's nothing different on the back. Again, I keep going in front of the camera. Nothing there, just documentation, stuff like that. Here's where there's another change here. Okay, let me go back on this one. So on the Generation 1, this is your expansion battery port. Now there's no expansion battery for this. I know a lot of people are upset about this, but this one doesn't have an expansion battery. So this cover here is now where your cigarette lighter port is. Your car adapter port is here, where your expansion battery. Now, I might be an idiot with this, but can't you just buy a second one of these and piggyback it? So from, you know, charging that one, you could just piggyback it, so it's kind of draining itself. So, right? You see what I'm saying? We just go, I mean, this one's going to be on sale for $499. So you could buy a second one, plug that one into this one, so it's charging this one. Isn't that basically like an expansion battery? You guys could comment in the comment section, call me an idiot, and say I don't know what I'm talking about, because I honestly don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. I'm just assuming that you could just buy a second unit and use it just as an expansion battery. So maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But anyways, no expansion battery. So I know some people are upset about this, but I don't think this one needs an expansion battery. I don't think that's what this one's for in the family of power stations. So that's different, you know, that's the major differences there on the exteriors. You got 5 AC ports versus 6 AC ports. And you gained a couple USB-C ports here. You gained 1 versus 2 on that one. So those are the major differences. And the biggest controversy right now when this thing, you know, when the announcement hit the market and people were upset about, was the light bar. No light bar on this. Is it a game changer? Again, I don't think so. I've used this light bar maybe 4 times. I used it, you know, I used it more when I used to bring it up into my rooftop tent. And that's before I purchased the C300 DC. Now that's my rooftop tent power station. So I really don't use this that often. I mean, it's handy, but you just plug in a 12-volt light. They're like 10 bucks on the internet, and you have a light bulb, and you're going to be plugging in a lamp to this thing anyway. So is it a game changer? Absolutely not. I think this one's going to be used more for a UPS backup. That's what I'm going to be doing testing on my next video. I'm going to hook this up to my upstairs production office, hook it up to my vinyl cutter, my vinyl printer, my 3D printer, my computer, my ham radio, emergency radio, my air purifier, and I'm going to test that UPS. I'm going to run a print, I'm going to do a cut, I'm going to do a 3D print. My ham radio is going to be on, my air purifier is going to go on, and I'm going to pull the plug to see how well the UPS works, because that's, for me, that's what I'm going to be using this for. Because especially on my vinyl printer, if I'm in the middle of a 2000 sticker order and the power goes out, or the power, you know, fluctuates a little bit, and that printer shuts off, I just ruined, you know, a print, and I got to start all over. And that, you know, for 2000 stickers, it's going to take me an hour and a half to print. So that's where this is going to go. This is going to go underneath my desk. It's going to always be plugged in, and it's going to be used as a UPS for my production office upstairs. So that's where I think this one fits in the Anker family of power stations. I'm hoping they keep this. I hope they don't get rid of this. And I hope this is like what the C300 is. They have 2 different models, and I'm hoping that's what this is going to be here. What else? Let's see the difference of specs on them. So on AC recharge, this went down from 59 minutes here to 49 Guinness Book of World Record breaking minutes on this one. So this one's charges in 49 minutes. Max AC input is 1600 watts versus 1300 watts on this. So this will take 300 more watts of input, which is pretty cool. The output is 2000 watts on the Generation 2 versus 1800 watts on the Generation 1, so that went up 200. And then they're both same at 3000 peak. That hasn't changed. The UPS went from 20 milliseconds on this down to 10 milliseconds, so it's much faster, the switch over time. Lightning fast. So, and we're going to test that on the other video. Solar's the same, 600 watts, 60 volt max. That 60 volts important if you hook it up to, like, you know, your solar or an alternator charger. Make sure, especially on the alternator charger, you don't go past 60 volts. Go down a little bit, go down to 57, 55 volt. Never go higher on the volts when it comes to recharging these things. Again, no expansion battery. You could just buy, or this one here, or here we go. You could buy a second one of these. Again, if I'm an idiot, let me know in the comments if that's something you can't do. But I honestly think you could just buy a second one of these, and that's your expansion battery. Right? I don't know. That's just my opinion. Again, see, Anker didn't tell me what to say. I'm just giving you my opinion on that. And no light bar. No light bar on this, but it's definitely not a game changer. Not for me. I'm stoked on this thing. I don't need a light bar for it to sit underneath my desk as a UPS. Capacity-wise, the Generation 2 is a 1024 watt hours versus 1056 watt hours. So it's a little bit smaller, but nothing, you know, you can't tell the difference on it. It's only 20 decibels, so it's super quiet. This is, I'm not sure what this one was at. It didn't say that in the specs, but this is 20 decibels. So you could barely hear it when it's charging. The fans on it are super quiet, which is pretty cool. It's got 5 AC ports, and then it's got 240 watt USB-C ports. It's got one 15 watt USB-C port. It's got one 12 watt USB-A port, and then one 120 watt car port adapter for it. So those are the specs and the differences between both of them. This thing gets released on the 8th. So it's now September 2nd. So you have 6 days, you have a week to take advantage of their killer deal on this thing here. So MSRP is, let's see, it's $799, 800 bucks retail for the normal price, but it's on sale now for 429 bucks. And that's what I'm saying. You could buy 2 of these for almost the price of one. And that's your, you know, again, I'm an idiot. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment section, but that could be your expansion battery, or that could be your backup. Buying 2 of them. And that's 46% off right now on the sale. So what you do, I'll leave the link down below. Go to the Anker Solix website for the C1000 Generation 2 and scroll down a little bit. And you're going to see a section there where it's going to explain the sale, the promotion they're having. They're also doing a giveaway of it. They're even giving away a brand new refrigerator. A big, not I'm talking about the Everfrost cooler. I'm talking about a full-size refrigerator. They're giving that thing away. So there is a contest going on. So fill out your email address. Make sure you subscribe to it. And what they're going to do on the 8th, either the night before, on the 8th, they're going to send you a coupon code that you're going to use to purchase this and get your 46% off. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Again, I'll leave the link down below. And that's about it. Until we do the next video where I'm going to do the UPS test on it. That's going to be coming next. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching my videos. Please like and subscribe. Again, if I'm wrong about the backup battery thing situation on this, you're more than welcome to call me an idiot in the comment sections, and I'll take it like a man. But I'm assuming you could do that. But again, like and subscribe. I'll leave all the links down below. And thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Guinness Book of World Record, ladies and gentlemen. The first of its kind. The first power station to get a Guinness Book of World Record. 49 minutos. From 0 to 100. 2 thumbs up on that. All right, guys. See you on the next one.